my name is Miss Jordan. I'm so excited to be invited to your high school English class today, and since we are about to go on to winter break, I thought I would read you the first chapter of the book Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. They actually take turns writing in this book, so I'm actually going to just read you a excerpt written by Maureen Johnson. So, Let It Snow. 3 Holiday Romances. Chapter 1. It was the night before Christmas. Well, to be more precise, it was the afternoon before Christmas. But before I take you into the beating heart of the action, let's get one thing out of the way. I know from experience that if it comes up later, it will distract you so much that you won't be able to concentrate on anything else I tell you. My name is Jubilee Dogle. Take a moment. Let that sink in. See, when you get it up front, it's not that bad. Now, imagine. I was halfway through some long story like I'm about to be, and I dropped that on you. By the way, my name is Jubilee. You wouldn't know what to do next. I realize Jubilee is a bit of a stripper name. You probably think I've heard the call of the pole, but no. If you saw me, you'd get the idea pretty quickly that I'm not a stripper, I think. I have a little black bob, I wear glasses half the time and contacts the other half. I'm 16, I sing in choir, I attend mathlete events. I play field hockey, which lacks the undultating, body-oiled grace that is the stripper's stock and trade. My objection is that Jubilee isn't a name. It's some kind of party. No one knows what kind. Have you ever heard of someone throwing a Jubilee? And if you did, would you go? Because I wouldn't. It sounds like something where you have to rent a large inflatable object, put up bunting, and make a complicated plan for trash disposal. Come to think of it, it might be interchangeable with a hoedown. My name has a lot to do with this story, and like I said, it was the afternoon before Christmas. I was having one of those days where you feel that life likes you. Finals were over, and school was done until New Year's. I was alone in our house, which was feeling very cozy and snug. I was dressed for the night in a new outfit I'd saved for. A black skirt, tights, a sparkly red t-shirt, and my new black boots. I was drinking a little eggnog latte that I'd cooked up for myself. All my presents were wrapped and ready to go. It was all leading up to the big event at 6. I was supposed to go to Noah's house, Noah Price, my boyfriend, for his family's annual Christmas Eve smorgasbord. The Price family annual smorgasbord is a big deal in our personal history. It was how we got together in the first place. Before the smorgasbord, Noah Price was just a star in my sky, constant, familiar, bright, and far above me. I'd known Noah since the 4th grade, but it felt like I knew him in the same way I know people on television. I knew the name, I watched the show. Sure, Noah was a little bit closer than that, but somehow when it's real, when it's your life, that person can feel even farther off and more unattainable than an actual celebrity. Proximity doesn't breed familiarity. I had always liked him, but it never really occurred to me to like him. I never thought that it was a reasonable thing to want. He was a year older than me, a foot taller, broad shoulders, bright eyes, and floppy hair. Noah was the whole package. Athletic, academic, school government bigwig, the kind of person you just think they must only date models or spies or people with that have laboratories named after them. So when Noah invited me to come along to the L smorgasbord on Christmas Eve last year, I more or less ruptured an eye in my excitement and confusion. I couldn't walk straight for 3 days when I got the invitation. It was so bad that I actually had to consciously practice walking in my room before I went to his party. I had no idea if he had asked me because he liked me or if his mom made him, or because he lost a bet. All my friends were just as excited, but they seemed to understand it more than I did. They assured me that he had been eyeing me in mathletes, laughing at my attempts at trigonometry jokes, bringing me up in conversations. It was all so crazy, as weird as finding out someone had been writing a book about your life or something. When I got there, I spent most of the night safely propped up in a corner, talking to a sister who, although I love her, is not exactly deep. There's only so much you can say about your favorite brands of hoodies before you feel like the conversational wall's coming in. But she can go on like a champion. Elise has some thoughts on the subject. I finally took a break, just as Noah's mom was setting out another plate, and I could make the, "Oh, excuse me, but doesn't that look good?" excuse. I had no idea what was on it, but it turned out to be pickled fish. I was backing away, but his mom said, "You have to try a piece." Being a bit of a lemming, I did. But this time it worked out, because that's when I noticed that Noah was watching me. He said, "I'm glad you took some." I asked him why, because I really think I suspected it was all a bet. "Okay, I'll ask her to come, but you guys have to give me $20 if I can make her eat pickled fish." And he said, "Because I've been eating it." I was still standing there with what I assumed was a very enchanting expression of total stupidity etched on my face. So he added, "And I couldn't kiss you unless you'd had some too," which is both gross and breathtakingly romantic. He could have always just gone upstairs and brushed his teeth, but he stayed and lurked by the fish for me. We snuck off to the garage, where we made out under the shelf of power tools. That was the start of it all. Well, that's all we have time for today, so maybe we can finish the rest of it tomorrow. So thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your day.